Welcome back, my honeys. We have cracked open your sources. We have the celestial roadmap ready, and oh my gosh, we are looking at one of the most structured signs in the zodiac being, forced into the transformation of a lifetime.
Hello, my dear listener. Yes, if you are a Capricorn sun, moon, or rising, or goodness, if you love one, you need to pay close attention. We've been looking at the sky indicators for 2026, and this
Yeah.
is not a year for slow, methodical planning.
No, not at all. We're calling this one that huge transformation of the year.
It really is.
Okay, let's unpack this immediately. Our sources are all emphasizing that 2026 is a very pivotal year. So why? It's because the biggest energies, Saturn and Jupiter, are activating the most crucial structural points, the pillars of the Capricorn chart.
That's exactly it.
This means big changes, and for our control-loving Capricorns, shifts in direction that might feel completely, external at first.
Absolutely. The universe is demanding change, not just suggesting it. And this early challenging movement, it's an absolute necessity for their long-term success. Think of it as a cosmic reboot. It's setting the stage for the next 27 years of their life.
27 years.
Right.
Wow, that is a serious payoff. But I know our typical Capricorn listener is thinking, must I move right now? Can't I just stick to the plan I already made?
And the answer, according to the skies, is a resounding no. The cart starts moving, as they say, and there's just no more stagnation. And here's where the tension comes in. The core dynamic involves Saturn and Jupiter being on square angles to your sign.
Okay, help us understand that. When you say a score angle, does that just mean it's going to be difficult? Or does that resistance eventually lead to strength? Because friction just sounds exhausting.
It does sound exhausting, but it's actually dynamic. I mean, it's tension that creates essential forward movement. Think of a square angle like resistance training. It's hard work, but you're building muscle that lasts. This friction is exactly what forces Capricorn out of their comfort zone and into building something permanent.
So where is that resistance training pointed? Specifically, where is all this muscle growth supposed to be happening?
It's pointed directly at home, at their roots, their inner life. Starting in February 2026 and lasting all the way through 2028, we have Saturn and Neptune moving into your fourth house. This particularly impacts those early degree Capricorns, born in the first half of the sign from 0 to 15 degrees.
Wow.
And this is where they have to embrace this profound responsibility concerning their foundation. And again, this dictates the quality of that next big 27-year cycle.
This isn't just about, rearranging the furniture, is it? We're talking about restructuring the foundation in a huge way. What does that actually look like for someone listening?
Oh, it's intense. It could be literally building a new home, buying a piece of land, or renovating in a way that really anchors them to the earth. But since the fourth house also rules our inner structure, it often translates into professional responsibilities related to home or care. Things like moving into real estate, opening a small hotel, or even taking on a big caregiving role. Saturn demands durable structure, and it has to start at the bedrock of their personal life.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me because the sources immediately connect this physical restructuring to the deep psychological work.
Yeah.
They highlight addressing the inner wounded child and, really diving into family history.
Yes. If we connect the Saturn work to the bigger picture, the highest spiritual reward of this whole transit is the opportunity to break ancestral or family karma. Capricorns, who usually just focus on the future, on the climb, are being forced to slow down and look backward for a bit.
Right.
They have to recognize recurring family patterns. It could be cycles of financial trouble or repeated relationship issues, things like that.
So the goal is to consciously say, this pattern stops with me. I'm not repeating this. I mean, that requires incredible maturity.
Precisely. The whole mission is to put a stop to that unconscious repetition so the burden isn't passed down. And we see this manifest often as Capricorns stepping into a new, maybe unexpected nurturing role. Perhaps a parent needs to move in, or they take on new responsibilities as a father or a mother that forces them to mature in ways they often neglect.
That is not their natural comfort zone.
Not at all, but it's essential growth.
And what about that really complex blend of Saturn duty, structure meeting Neptune, which is all about unconditional love and dissolution? That seems like a recipe for confusion at home.
It raises a really critical question for this period, which is, how do you build an unbreakable structure while simultaneously practicing boundless compassion? Saturn is building walls, Neptune is dissolving them. The key is setting clear, structured boundaries. Here are my rules, this is my duty, but doing it with unconditional love. It's the ultimate lesson in duty without codependency.
That sounds incredibly taxing. But we do need to be clear about the shadow side of this too. What are the warnings our sources give us for this time?
We have to be practical. The negative side could mean major responsibilities or secrets could surface, unexpectedly. A family elder might require intensive care or potentially pass away, which demands a heavy, heavy duty. And on the physical home front, we do see warnings about real estate complications. This is vital
Okay.
because Saturn rules things like ice and boundaries, and Neptune rules floods and dissolution. You have to be extremely diligent.
So a very practical action item here is to just review those documents.
Absolutely. If you own property, you need to be meticulous. Make sure you have comprehensive fire and flood insurance. Protect that foundational structure you rely on. This is where Saturn rewards proactive, responsible planning.
Phew. Okay, that is a lot of hard structural work, which, let's be honest, Capricorns are built for, but everyone needs a lucky break.
Big-
Let's pivot to the good news. Jupiter is arriving to help with this heavy Saturn work, right? Especially with relationships and money.
Yes. Jupiter is the great expansion, the saving grace that offsets some of that pressure. For the first half of 2026, so until about July, Jupiter is sitting right in your 7th house of partnership. This brings incredible luck for one-on-one relationships, both professional and romantic.
Capricorns pretend their partners only matter if they can, contribute to the climb, but the sources actually support that pragmatic view.
They absolutely do. It's fascinating because Jupiter rules your 10th house of career. So the person you meet, or even your existing partner, is likely to be very lucrative or super helpful for your professional path. This transit suggests money coming to you through partnerships, clients, the work of other people. This is the year you might find a soulmate who's also an excellent business partner.
I love that. So this isn't just fluffy romance. It is productive romance. Someone who supports the foundation you're rebuilding. That makes perfect sense for a Capricorn. And what happens when Jupiter moves in July?
Okay, so Jupiter swings into your 8th house in the second half of 2026. The 8th house is a psychological powerhouse. It rules transformation, shared resources, deep healing. And Jupiter here can bring sudden breakthroughs. Sudden healings that just shed these huge psychological burdens.
Oh, that sounds like a perfect complement to the Saturn work we were just talking about. So while Saturn is slowly chipping away at the ancestral stuff in the 4th house, Jupiter comes in like a lightning bolt in the 8th for this spontaneous insight.
Exactly. It accelerates the whole process. Where Saturn makes you work for it, Jupiter delivers the grace you need for that true shedding. It's also excellent for studying deeper fields, astrology, psychology, deep finance. It's about seeing the hidden mechanisms of life.
And financially, does the luck continue in the 8th house? That house is known for other people's money.
For sure. The financial benefit continues, and it often increases. This is where money comes through investments, commissions, maybe an inheritance, or large loans that fuel those new foundational goals. It totally reinforces the idea of collaborative or leveraged wealth. So if you've been waiting for funding for that big real estate project, which ties right back to the 4th house, Jupiter in the 8th provides the money power.
It's amazing how this all connects. So much big planet action focused on transforming the foundation and securing the resources. But for the goal-oriented Capricorn, the ultimate goal is always professional success and, freedom. What does the sky promise for their day-to-day work life?
That is the final major key, and it's brought to us by Uranus, the great liberator. Uranus is moving into your 6th house of work and routines starting in late April, and it stays there for the next 7 years.
7 years. And Uranus brings revolution, doesn't it? So a revolution in the 9-to-5 grind?
Precisely. This energy supports the ultimate goal, which is freedom from unaligned work. Finding an authentic job that truly resonates with the new, restructured self. The 6th house governs your daily habits, your service to the world, and Uranus demands innovation.
So that means no more rigid schedules, no more doing things just because they've always been done that way.
Yes. For many Capricorns, this transit means a huge shift toward a much more free, much more flexible schedule. They might leave a secure, traditional job for consultancy or start a niche business that requires high intellectual freedom. It really is the ultimate reward for a Capricorn, using their discipline to finally achieve freedom in their daily life and vocation.
It's fascinating how it all connects. Saturn forces them to stabilize their roots, heal their past, which then gives them the emotional freedom to handle the unpredictability of Uranus in their work life.
It's a complete restructuring from the inside out. They're building this solid, unshakable base in the 4th house so that they can take risks and embrace innovation in their career in the 6th house and relationships in the 7th.
So what does this all mean for you, my dear listener? Capricorn, 2026 is truly a massive, transformative year. Yes, the climb is steep. Saturn is demanding hard work, boundaries, and care around your deepest roots and family. But the friction you feel is the engine of change. The summit is assured, promising long-lasting rewards, stability, and a completely redefined professional life.
And you have that divine support for deep healing and abundant blessings waiting in partnerships and shared wealth. This year, my dears, embrace the movement, even when it feels bumpy. Know that the effort you put into structuring your inner world will pay off exponentially in your external success.
That is a wonderful summary. We are sending you so much strength and plenty of positive energy for that climb. What really stands out is that 2026 isn't just about achieving goals. It's about becoming the person who deserves them by healing the past. Focus on that deep, quiet work this year, my honeys, and just watch how effortlessly your career begins to flow afterward.
Remember, your Capricorn destiny is unfolding in so many surprising ways next year. In order not to miss our future analysis, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, What Do Stars Say?
And if you enjoyed this discussion of the year's incredible events, please don't forget to like it and don't be shy. Share your comments and thoughts with us. We love hearing how these big celestial movements are manifesting in your life. Until next time.